Here we are, another episode, blending voices, creating legacy. Today's guest is somebody very special to me. I remember very early on in my career at Solera, I was given the opportunity to open and to lead Lumina Las Vegas. I ventured out to Vegas. I met an exceptional executive director candidate named Nicole Graham. Came back and I was screaming her name to the rooftops, Adam, Anna, all of the leadership at the time. I said, I have found the one, the best of the best in a market where there are so few. And I remember being in Chicago. I still can recall where I was sitting today. I was at the bar at the EMC2 Hotel in downtown Chicago. It was probably 10 o'clock Central Time.
Jeez.
And I got the text from Nicole saying she unfortunately had to bow out of the opportunity to lead this amazing community. I was devastated, but in true Solera fashion, I wouldn't let that no stop me. And months later, I got on a plane and came back to Vegas, asked Nicole to come have coffee, and that's all she wrote. We've been together since. So Nicole is one of those leaders who doesn't just manage. She's the leader who moves people, who makes you feel something the moment they walk in the room. Nicole is one of those rare few. Long before she became the executive director of Lumina Las Vegas, and long before she was recognized as a Memory Care Innovation Award winner nationally, Nicole was the girl who joined the boys rugby team because it looked like fun and challenging in equal measure. The story says everything about who she is: fearless, curious, and a little allergic to ordinary. Her path into senior living didn't start with a title. It started with a calling. One built on compassion, creativity, and belief that hospitality and healthcare can and should live together. From her first days as a certified nursing assistant to now leading one of the most forward-thinking communities in the country, Nicole has always led with heart first and process second. At Lumina, she's created a culture that blends warmth and excellence, where residents are known by name, families feel connected, and innovation never overshadows humanity. It's a reflection of her core philosophy that leadership is not about being the loudest in the room, but about listening deeply and lifting others. But today, we're not just meeting Nicole, the executive director. We're meeting Nicole, the person, the mom, the wife, the lifelong learner, the one still chasing new adventures and laughing at life's imperfections. So in this conversation, we're going to explore the story behind the success, the early influences, the lessons learned, the moments that shaped her heart for this work, and a glimpse of the future Nicole, not the professional, but the woman behind it all. So without further ado, I introduce you to Lumina Las Vegas's executive director, Nicole Graham.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Wrap it up, sum it up, everything. That's exciting to see. Didn't think any of that. Trying to remember that phone call, Phil. Oh, man. But then the next phone call, the coffee. And it continues to evolve, and I love those.
Of course.
Gosh.
Well, let's go back well before Lumina to start. Before leadership, what was young Nicole like growing up?
Young Nicole, I was born and raised in Mishawaka, Indiana, small town girl. I'm a middle child. But I was creative. I was carefree. I was always up for anything and game for anything. I think my sister grounded me quite a bit and helped me. But I was always looking for more. Let's try this, Nadina. Let's do this. And so it was great. All those connections, all for my journey of life. My goodness. Small town. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she was going back to school to get her teaching degree. My dad was a police officer, chief of police. And so that's where I knew, okay, Dad, I couldn't do anything. Nicole could not do anything. They knew my car. They knew where we lived. They knew everything about the family. So it was definitely hard to get away from anything. But it was fun. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. But it was those times that my parents were hustlers. And that just made me continue to be that same hustler on my end as the adult now. Continue to thrive for more, want more, and excel in whatever I do. I don't take no and keep going. I do lead with heart, that's for sure. Probably one of my downsides, maybe.
I don't think so. I mean, all of that sums up the Nicole that I know, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Your sister grounds you. Mom pushes you to be that lifelong learner.
Hmm.
Dad keeps you out of jail.
Yeah, right.
Who else? Who else in your younger years influenced the Nicole today?
It was my grandparents. My my mom's parents were very close. Not Paul. Paul was every day at the house, every day doing something, cleaning, sweeping. He loved to vacuum, loved to make sure the cracks were clean in the front yard. So taking the hose and cleaning it, playing with the dog, make sure the dog's fed as we're all running, hustling, bustling around to get going to school. Paul was there. Nana was at work. And so Paul would start with our house, then he would go to the BK Club, it was a Belgian club, and he would do whatever he could between that and the funeral home. And so Paul was definitely there. And Nana. Nana, she now lives in Vegas in one of my prior communities. And so always, again, she was a lifelong learner as well. Nana was. But always being around, and that's what I want now for my kids. My parents, actually, I got very lucky. My whole compound is very close to me. My husband, my parents, his mom, and then his sister were all on this block of one another. And I couldn't have it any other way. I'm very fortunate. I keep them very close. When my parents were looking for other places to live, they're like, what about here? I'm like, wrong zip code. You got to come closer to the zip code, mom and dad. And so, yeah, just family is close. Family is important. And so that's been always important for all of us growing up.
For sure. Any stories you can recollect about Paul or Nana that really inspire you today?
Oh, Paul he was a Korean War veteran, Purple Heart award winner, and just would give his shirt off the back of anybody. Amazing gentleman, again, carefree, went with the flow, but always, he was named actually in Belgium. This is a thing, Monica Piste, and you celebrate the boy that peed off the rock. And so back in Mishawaka, Indiana, there is always a Pee-wee Van Hookie Day. We go, we celebrate, and it's Belgian waffles, and we honor Paul, Pee-wees. And so that was our fun time. And I've always enjoyed that. And still now I'm always like telling my husband, you got to go back. Or if we're not, okay, we're having Belgian waffles today, kids. It's Paul. It's Paul. It's all about Pee-wee. And so those are those good memories we enjoy.
I
Yeah.
love it. How do you get the nickname Pee Wee?
He was the runt. He was always, true name is Albert. But Pee-wee was given to him just because he was one of the smallest, scrawniest ones around. Um, Entering the Marine Corps, joining the services, and it just kind of stuck. And that's where he was.
I love it. I feel connected to that because my father-in-law actually calls my wife Pee Wee.
Oh, really?
She too was that, she's scrappy, she's a biter, but she holds our family together.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
that was Paul. He kept us all together. He was the glue.
I love it. Well, our listeners I know want to hear this. The only girl on an
Oh,
all boys rugby team. How did it happen and why?
oh gosh. My parents taught me very young, you finish what you started. So we were finishing up soccer season. I'm a sports buff, so I love playing soccer, basketball. And all the soccer girls were like, we're going to go. We're going to do this. It's rugby. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Yeah, this sounds great. Went to tryouts. Everybody made it. Next day, no one showed up. And I'm like, why are we showing up? We have to show up. And they were like, no, we're playing with the guys. We thought there would be a girl team. I'm like, so that doesn't matter. We got to, girls, come on, we can do this. We're stronger together. And it was definitely, I stuck with it. And so I got lucky. My cousin was actually on the rival, well known in the rugby team. And so he was like, if you touch my cousin, I'm going to kick your ass. So it really helped us, kind of me being the only girl. But I didn't know it was a thing. My mom actually got a text or a call. She got a call from one of her cousins in Chicago. And it was like, what's Nicole doing? She's like, what do you mean what's Nicole doing? I don't know. She's at school. What do you mean? What is she doing? She's like, she's in the paper, Stace. And my mom's like, what? She's in the paper? So my news made it all the way to Chicago. And yeah, it was something I had to stick with it. I thought it'd be fun. I was like, you can't tell me I'm a girl. I can't do anything. I'm like, I'll prove you wrong. So, I mean, that's the type of who I am. And it was a great season. I had a great group of guys around me. There were some games we had to forfeit because I was a lady and not too many other teams like that. But they still supported it and they were a great teammate.
That's an incredible story. Was there a moment early on, maybe a conversation, a failure, a mentor that you now see as a defining turning point in you becoming who you are?
I think it has to probably go back to when I was a senior in high school. Probably something not too many individuals know about me. I am a corneal transplant. I had chicken pox at a very young age, 6'8", when chicken pox was a thing, and it formed a cloud over my eye. And so I remember waking up one day, I couldn't see, mom, I can't see. And that started our journey, my mom's journey of understanding why did I go blind? I was blind in my left eye from chickenpox. And so that was my turning point of one, I think never giving up, but also just because you have, I guess, a disability, you can still do many things. I hid it from so many people. It formed a cloud and it was a whiteness. So when people look at me, like, what's that whiteness on your eye? What's going on? And I'm like, oh, it's just how the light's hitting it. And kept going. I love sports. I played soccer, basketball, very uh, big into, right, that defense and just very physical sport. And I didn't let that stop me. So my mom's like, "Well, we gotta protect your eye. You get hit on your right eye, Nicole, that's it. What are we gonna do?" I'm like, "We'll figure it out, mom. It's all right." But I wore the safety goggles. So of course, 7th, 8th grade, you look like the biggest nerd ever in sports. And you're being a girl and you don't want to like, look everything. And I'm like, okay. Finally, those went to my freshman year in high school. But no, it was that point. And then finally, my senior year, though, in high school, I finally, and technology and how healthcare is, it evolved to where I could finally get a transplant. Um, Early on, they said you would have to be a kid, stationary, you couldn't do anything. But the head so low, my mom's like, you can't ask a 12-year-old to sit still. So we just kept going, and eventually time caught up. And we met with the doctor. He's like, yeah, we can do it. And it was all about cosmetics. That's the only reason why. But unfortunately, with the corneal transplant, you never know when your donor is going to come through. So my mom, we made it towards, we were getting close to the end of out of high school. And I was like, okay, basketball season's coming to an end. It'll be great timing, mom. Okay, let's put my name in. Let's be on the donor list. Who knows when it's going to happen? I would say probably within a month, 45 days, we got the call. And so for corneal transplant, you get, I think that's best to ensure you get that right donor, that it doesn't reject that recipient, max 14 days. So I'm like, okay, basketball season's about ready to start. Okay, the timing, making sure it all times up. 'Cause I still want to play basketball. I still wanted to do everything, not this one thing, hiccup everything. And so I remember telling my coach, because I hid this entire majority of my life, and they were shocked by it. They're like, what? And so that was a turning point for me, because then I saw what it made. They felt different. I got seated on the bench. I wasn't playing as often, and I saw that, and I'm like, that was really hurtful. Being a senior, right? I thought I was gonna continue playing basketball, continue playing soccer, and that one moment, right, that one coach that tells you no, and it, like, crushed. I'm like, and I think that was a big turning point for me. It's just now I turn it, not allowing someone to tell me no, but also more playing with that heart. And maybe shielding some things, right? Some things we don't need to tell everybody. But it was definitely, that was probably that moment. And so the gentleman, he was actually a motorcycle accident in California. He was 19. And they figured because of the age and my age, the close proximity of it all, that rejection was going to be less. So I said, go for it. This is my time. This is my calling. It's time to move forward. We went through, we did the transplant. So far, I'm successful. There's some days I'm like, is it rejecting? Is it rejecting? That was what, 20 some years ago. And so far, it's going well. I still can't see. Everything's on my right. I accommodate quite a bit on my left side. I consider it kind of like the macular degeneration, because I only see the exterior. around your eyeball. The center, I can't see anything in the center. But around, I can see around the eyeball. But my right has been my dominant. And I'm like, I laugh at my husband. If I go blind, honey, what am I going to do? And he's like, don't worry, I'll help you. But obviously, there's other jokes in there, the husband wife. But yeah, that was probably it. A big one.
I honestly never know where the podcast is going to go. By far, my favorite story.
Oh,
One thing I didn't know about you, and pretty incredible how you persevered through that, succeeded through that.
mm-hmm.
Um, you're special, Nicole.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
just keep going, right?
So obviously grounded by your sister,
hmm
mom pushed you to be a lifelong learner. Again, dad kept you out of jail. You got pa there for you every step of the way.
Yeah.
Obviously a small setback and disability that you persevered and didn't let you hold you back. How did your upbringing in all of those individuals and experiences prepare you for a career built around service and hospitality?
I think it stems from my parents. Obviously, my mom being that learner, always being that teacher, always wanted to do more for the kids. My dad, obviously, great police. Um, that's what I knew. Paul all around it. But wanting to build that small community, everyone knew me. I enjoyed that, right? Now thinking back, those small things, sometimes you take advantage of, and you're like, oh gosh, okay, can't go down that way. They're going to know me, all the gangs and such that are there. But I think that's what I has really enjoyed myself is just being around that small community. Now being in Las Vegas, I'm continuing to build that foundation here. Vegas is big, but it's growing. But my service was all about, mom and dad and showing our house was the place to be. I remember growing up, they built our house. We lived with her parents for a little bit as mom and dad were building this wonderful, amazing house for us to grow in. I remember the parties we would have, the attention to detail, my sister and I, the cracks, hosing down every crack in the house, the moss, everything. And it was the spot. Every kid, my mom wanted to make sure our house was the house to be. If you're gonna go out, you're gonna come home. And so I appreciate my parents for building that kind of fun atmosphere for us as kids, high schoolers. Gosh, going back to high school, you would do the Thursday before the carb load up, right? In sports, you do the carb load up, and mom and dad hosting it. And the kids, my basketball, soccer parents, we all just had a great, fun time. The pool, the trampoline, the basketball court on the side. It was just, that was the spot. So I think I just always remember being the spot, being where it is, those experiences, people feeling touched and feeling excited to be part of something. And mom and dad allowed that. From the FOP parties that we went to, Fraternal Order of Police, from all of those events, my mom was it. She started it and kept it going. The PTA, I mean, that was it. And I'm like, oh, now I see it. All of that. So it definitely came from just watching, right? In the shadows. And as you get older, you're like, why were they doing that? I get why mom and dad were doing that now. I get it. The popcorn, all those football games and the PTA and the boosters and mom and dad were there. And I'm like, why do they do this? Why would you want to? Now having kids, now being a sport and my kids are in sports, I get it. And so it just really censored me to really understand, okay, the crazy stuff all parents do when it comes around and you grow and you learn from it all.
Well, there's no doubt that that mentality has transcended
Yep.
to your own family and your own children.
Yeah.
For all our listeners out there, Nicole shared with me the design ideas for the pool she's putting in her backyard. She already has the full court basketball.
Yeah.
She's building a guest house for the kids' friends when they come to visit.
Yeah.
And fun fact for all the listeners, who lives behind you?
Oh, Conor McGregor, the UFC, never there, thank goodness. Sometimes he's there. I'm like, okay, kids, go out, go out. He's there, he's outside. But the quietest, best neighbor ever. But Conor is our neighbor. Whenever he comes to Vegas, he has a spot, but it's not at UFC. He's at on our road.
It's incredible. I love that. When I heard that, I was like, Nicole, just let me know when he's in town. I'm going to come check it out.
We're gonna have a slight little pool party at the house.
That's right. That's right.
Everyone's outside.
Moving on, amazing childhood. It's obvious the passion you have for community and hospitality was built
Mhm.
um, within the walls of the home in which you grew up, and that is incredible to me. But you become this amazing professional. You've worn many hats as a professional, from a CNA now to an executive director, leading such an innovative and hospitable platform
Mhm.
for residents suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia. When you think about your career, what moments made you feel most alive?
I think every day I feel alive. There's moments where I think being able to candidly self-reflect. I think getting my RFA, my licensing through Belka, and being able to feel I can change something, I can do something. That has been exciting for me to really feel that, okay, I'm making an impact, I'm making a difference. Lumina, where it is, we're in the Las Vegas Medical District. And so I work closely with councilmen. And so I'm like, okay, we got us him in our corner. We are going to change things slowly, surely, right? It's not going to happen overnight. But those envisions of wanting to change, I think each day I look at it and some days you fall backwards, but I know at the end there's still that light and it's still shining bright. We're going to get there. The more connections that we have, more collaborations, more talks. Um, one single moment in time where I felt most thrilled, I would say joining Solera. It really was. Phil, constant, right? Getting connected with me. But this is where I feel the best is because being able to be creative, being able to push and want more for our seniors. This is what it's all about. We need to change it. And I think as an industry as a whole, it's surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, great leaders, great passionate and empathetic individuals that want the same thing. Just because they're seniors, just because they have cognitive impairment, just because there's so much more, right? And so I think connecting us and just keeping that vision and keep moving forward with it. It will come. I'm very patient.
Hey, it's that grittiness that,
Yeah.
that truly makes it happen. And it's not going to be easy.
No.
Nothing worth fighting for in our
Yeah.
industry will ever come easy, nor should it.
Right.
What's one story when things are really tough from the floor, from engaging with the resident or a family member, that stays with you on the days where things are really tough, that says, I'm doing this for the right reasons?
The one that always sticks out was my mom. There will be days like this, and there will be days like this. She's right. And just knowing it could be worse, and just keep moving forward. Right. It's just a moment, and this too shall pass. And she's right. This too shall pass. Time will change. People will change. Emotions, everything. It does change. So really, probably my big two is time will change.
You have such an energy and calm yet fun presence to your leadership. I've sat back and watched you engage in such a playful way with residents and caregivers, team members in the community. Where does that come from?
I think it's just kind of a little bit me, also my carefree, but also wanting everyone to feel included. There's sometimes those individuals, the shadows, and they try to sit back and reserved. They also too want to be part of something. And so I think it's trying to find that connection, bring them into that conversation, sometimes connecting them with another person and the spark, and it just unfolds from there, which is great. Other times, they can pick and choose, but at least they made that one friend. They made that one additional connection. Because at the end of the day, we all want to feel wanted. We all want that purpose. We all want to feel some sort of, I need to be here. And so I continue to find that within my own leadership, my own care team, because they too are just as important. I think sometimes people feel they aren't important and they are. And so the quiet ones sometimes feel like they don't get much rah-rahs and the excitement, but they too, there is some joy with it. So just bringing everyone part of it. That's the fun part.
Absolutely. Along those lines, you obviously lead so differently um, so intelligent in your delivery to your team. Um, when did you realize that you were doing more than just leading, but you were shaping the culture that transcended far beyond the walls of Lumina Las Vegas and truly into the culture of Solera itself?
I think it was earlier this year. I really felt adding more, and my leadership team probably will. I'm always asking for more. Tell me more. I want more, and pushing them to be their best self. If no one's going to push them, then it's going to be status quo. But I realized in order to get, I guess, Lumina where I want it to be myself, I need to encompass more of that team. And so asking them, what more do you want to do? What excites you? What more do you want to get further in your field? Again, that continuous learner, they probably also want it, but they didn't know. They just thought, I'm here. This is what I need to do. And so I asked them. I earlier this year I did ask them, find something. Look at all of your industries, even if it's offsite. Let's think about it. Bring it back to me. Because if it's important to you, we'll find a way to make it important to Lumina. And it will be, because your success is my success and all of Lumina's success. But it's continuously, I think, that push and just ask and give me more, tell me more, because this isn't status quo. And I'm not a status quo individual. I do want more. I always thrive for more. I think that excitement is thrilling. And I think there's so much more that is ever changing and evolving. And the more that people educate themselves and um, be curious to understand more, then that's where it all just comes together. And that's, I think, where it has been. It was just earlier this year. I'm like, this has got to be a shift. And a lot of self-reflection on my end, to get us there, because I can't do it alone.
Of course.
Can't.
We talked about that earlier with Brian Geisen.
Yeah.
We shot his podcast was we can all dream big,
Yeah.
but as a team, we have to execute. And I find so much relevance in that response. And you obviously live those same values.
Mm-hmm.
You have been quoted as saying, your success is built on ups and downs. Obviously, there's been no shortage of ups and downs at Lumina Las Vegas for the right reasons. And that's really taught you how to lead. Can you share one of those moments that humbled or grounded you here at Lumina?
Oh gosh, I think it was our first year. Bill, you probably will remember this. And that town hall meeting, and I had a group of families that were not very happy. They were very completely. You think you're doing it all right, and they just completely told you absolutely not. But I think in that moment, it was clear that we needed to change. Being open to that feedback was key. Um, but it was the toughest feedback that I heard and had to take completely, from a group. But I think they helped me to hone into what Lumina is now. We are thriving. We're amazing. There have been ups and downs completely. And sometimes it's not the right people, unfortunately. We think we want it to fit as much as we can, but at other times you have to be able to step back and realize this isn't it. So sorry. We wish you well. Um, but definitely it's time to move on. So I think those ups and downs are definitely when that town hall meeting happened. Meeting with those families when you think you've got everything going on and it just completely shattered and shook. And I was like, okay, deep breath. And we don't have what's going on. And this is not at all what I thought opening a building would be like. And oh my gosh, what are we doing? So that's, I think, was also kind of that grounding moment.
Yeah. You know what, to believe it or not, that was one of the career defining moments for me as well. And I think hospitality is just that. Hospitality is the perception of our customer. We were working so hard. You were working so hard in that moment, yet we weren't succeeding in the eyes of our customer.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the fact that you used that as a moment to find your level ground, level set, and elevate.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
That's leadership.
Yeah.
That is absolutely leadership. Whether right or wrong, we'll make the correction for the betterment of the community.
Yep. It was. And it was hard, but it was really great. The team also was just new. The leadership now that I have, they entered that. And so their first week was like, "Oh, we have a lot to do." I'm like, "You do." We didn't hide anything. But together, we have become very strong and it just continues to go from there.
Sticking with that theme, lessons you've learned along the way, what have the residents or maybe even team members taught you about life? Not the business, but life.
I think life definitely, maybe it's Las Vegas, but there's definitely curveballs. There's definitely ups and downs. But I think enjoy every moment, especially in a cognitive impaired dementia community, standalone. No one plans for the stage of their life at all. Families coming in, no one plans for it. Even myself, I haven't even planned for it, right? We live it, we work it. But I think just still continues to live each day to its fullest. There is no crystal ball to any one of our lives. And have fun with it. If you ain't having fun, don't know what else there would be, right? But it definitely, that's what life should be about. Should be definitely enjoying every moment, living up to whatever you want to be, being authentic, who you are, that integrity is true. Um, I always want to be that individual that people, Nicole was great. She got it, right? She thrived. She was creative. She kept it going. And great, right? My father-in-law said this, and my husband will say it from time to time. You make your own heaven on earth. And just powerful statement for me is just he's kind of right. You do make your own heaven here on earth while you have your time. Whatever that time that is, you build it, you do it, you are the only person that have that choice. So yeah, continue to live by that one. Let's do it.
I mean, that is incredible.
Yeah.
I think that perspective is really important
Mhm.
because we champion creating our residence heaven on earth.
Yeah.
And to live those values is really an incredible lesson for our listeners in leadership and our team members
Yeah.
for that matter. Obviously, from Indiana to Vegas, from caregiver to executive director, from supported communities that accepted Medicaid as a payer source to private pay communities like Lumina Las Vegas. How has your definition of success changed?
Um, I would definitely say that success has changed, not much, because it was still serving those individuals. When I was doing affordable housing, it was for those individuals, and I still value. There is that affordability is huge for seniors. When their max income is $1,200, what can they do? Um, but flipping that, I mean, that was that chapter. And now this chapter is definitely that success of Lumina being in the medical district, being this renowned state of the art memory care community. Continue to push that envelope even more so. That success on both ends has been amazing. I still use those tactics, but it's still service, right? It's serving our residents, no matter affordable on that bouginess. We're still here. We're serving people. Doesn't matter where they are or what that financial cap looks like. We're still here. We're serving them at their fullest moments of life, that to the end. And so I still think that success has always been on both ends.
Us, everybody deserves an opportunity to live in a hospitable environment, a home-like environment. And there's no doubt that you've shaped that environment for many individuals in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So thinking back to your younger self before you ever stepped foot into your first role in a senior living community, what would you whisper into Nicole's younger self's ear before taking that
Oh,
leap of faith into our special industry?
yeah. I would say my younger self, I would tell her to, keep shining, keep going, stay positive. It will get rough, but you got this. You more than anybody has got this. Considering everything that I went through with the eye and everything. So just stay your true self. And that's where I feel like I have stayed true to myself, stayed true to my roots, being very passionate about not, I guess, changing. Sometimes in Vegas that happens, right? People change. And I don't think I've ventured from that. I'm not I've always been the one leader. I don't follow. Never been a follower. And so both my parents always made sure if you're going to lead, lead well, and make sure it's for the right reasons. And I think everything that I've done is definitely for those right reasons. Um, and saying that way. And I now teach that to my children. Be kind, be nice, right? Even more so on this childhood days that we are in with kids. They're so mean. And I'm like, we like that, right? When you think, was it that way? But it happens. So,
I know for a fact I wasn't one of those kids. But my wife, on the other hand, she was the bully girl.
oh, was she?
Yeah.
Girls are rough, man.
Yes, absolutely.
They are.
I ask um, everybody this question, but I always do it in a fashion where we explored Nicole, the child, growing up in Indiana, surrounded by an amazing family who made a home for you, but for everyone in your small town. And I'm not going to bosh up the name, uh, but and then we obviously live the life as a leader in your professional career, a failures that have defined you today. 20 years from now, Nicole's retired. She's on a beach somewhere, sipping margaritas. What do you hope your legacy that you carry on will be for your family, for your peers and your team members?
Mm, I would hope that they think I did something right. I made an impact, right? You made a difference, whatever that may look like, either in senior housing or whether that next chapter is. Um, my kids saying, you know what, this too shall pass, mom, and we got this. But surrounding myself with them, just like my parents, my grandparents were there, wanting to be with the kids, the grandkids, everybody. Continuing on, cleaning the sweeping, right? Making sure all the trimmings, the yard work is great. And that's what I hope for. I think that's what that will be like.
Van, Carol, and Coin. We haven't shared much about them, but you're three amazing children.
Yeah.
What do you hope your kids will say one day about how you lived your life and led by example?
You know, I always think as a mom that you would be this Wonder Woman mom and I can do everything and be everywhere. I can do it all. And it's been tough, but I continue to be there. And I hope they will say, even though mom was working, she was there for us at the sporting events. She was there at the school events. Mom was there. Um, and so I hope they realize and see how crazy and wild and chaos of it all, the scheduling of everyone's schedule, and we did it. And mom did it with full heart. Mom was there. Dad was there. Family was there. If mom wasn't there, May was there. Pepe was there. And everybody was there supporting. And so I think the kids will know that. They know they're well loved and just know mom will be here. If not, she's here in spirit. And dad, May will carry it on.
I loved it. Well, Van should know at 8 o'clock this morning, not all you were living that
Yes.
value. I walked into the Google workspace, as Nicole calls it, at Lumina Las Vegas, our shared working space. Nicole was preparing for her day, a busy one at that,
Yes.
being filmed by the events crew from the Inspiring Team
Yeah.
podcast, leading her team. Yet she had her phone propped up on her desk watching Van's baseball game,
Yep.
inning by inning, pitch
Yep.
by pitch.
Watch
So there is no doubt that you are living that value today.
He's got to hear about it. I come home, man, I saw it. I saw it all. I saw you at bat. Can we talk about that, son? What happened at that bat? And so he's like, you were watching? Like, of course, we always watch. I'm always there. And so he's my 10-year-old, so he gets excited for that. And so it's great knowing that they all know mom is still there. Mom's still watching with full energy and excitement.
Mom has to be ever present. My wife actually was in Nashville this weekend for a girls' trip. My oldest, he's 10 as well. He had a baseball game on Saturday.
Oh,
And I got a picture of her at the bar at Jason Aldean's.
yeah.
Phone there,
Love
pitched
it.
up, same.
Love it. Yeah.
Same game tracker going on. So you moms
Technology,
stick
right?
together, that you have to, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it any other way.
Yeah. When work fades, titles disappear in the future, what still matters most to Nicole?
What still matters is, I think, my roots. Nicole being who she was. I never strayed. Um, Still that same whole heart, very, I always want to make sure everyone feels included, probably even with my own family. Um, I see this more with my husband's side. I'm like, Turner, we all just need to feel included. We all want to be part of something. Um, so no, I think that's the most important piece is just when all that fades is there's still a presence and I don't find my way. We will make sure we have a presence somewhere wherever I am and we will have fun. I will be carefree. I will be exciting. I will, that little excitement we all need sometimes in life. Kind of bring that party. I just enjoy it. Might as well, because you never know on the other side, the person could be having a bad day. And they need that excitement. They need someone to tell them and okay, it's okay. Life is hard. Life is very hard. But together, add a little cheer. They'll remember me. If I bring that little excitement, they will remember Nicole and be like, okay, she had the party. All right. She had the loudness. She brought the spunk. She brought the energy. Okay, we get it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to surprise and delight our listeners. Caitlin, our chief editor on the podcast over here, she's prompted me several times. She said, we got to do some quick takes, some really fun questions.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is the first episode where I'm going to execute on that before we take it home. Coffee order, what's the go-to?
Oh, depending what coffee place you go to.
Okay.
It will depend.
Yeah.
But obviously, one on every corner of the Starbucks, I just do the white chocolate mocha. Got to be coconut milk because I'm dairy free. And an extra shot. Every coffee has to have an extra shot.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
Just one. I feel the coffee taste. You want that espresso taste. I think if you add the extra flavors, you lose sight of it all.
Of course. One song that instantly lifts your mood.
Oh, Phil, this will be back to you. In sync. Bye, bye, bye.
Oh, you know what? We had tons of roots being planted here.
Completely. Man, I love my in sync days. Always a good one.
If you could have dinner with any three people alive or gone, who's sitting at the table?
Oh, three people. Obviously, it would be Paul. Of course, we'll love that Paul. But I would keep it simple. I would keep Paul, my mother, and my husband.
Turner makes the cut.
Turner makes the cut.
Turner, if you're listening out there, you should be proud. You made
yes, Turner.
I don't think Amanda would put me as one of her three.
Really?
Yeah.
Just always something to say and enjoy that.
Your favorite way to unwind after a long day at Lumina?
Of course, I'm sure that's with some sort of sporting events around the kids. But if there's no sports, no kids, it would be glass of wine on the back porch with my husband, Turner, and just enjoying the sight, Connor's backyard, along with our backyard, and listening to whatever crickets and things we can just let the conversation go.
Soon to have the pool and the hot tub.
Yes, soon.
Incredible. All right, last one. What's one word that best describes where you are in life right
now? One word right now where I am in life, I would say pleasant. I'm pleasant. I would say pleasant just because I'm happy. I think where I currently am with kids, husband, wife, just life, it's just pleasant. It's not crazy, it's not chaos. Of course it is, but I control that, right? We all control our own chaos. We all control that. But I would say it's definitely pleasant. It's being just even kill and just continue to find the small ways that where I can continue to make an imprint anywhere. As life continues to evolve. So
you heard it here first, my friends. I never have any expectations going into any of the episodes, but I knew Nicole was going to bring some amazing wisdom and truth for our listeners. Nicole, hearing about all the adversity in your your younger life. One thing I didn't know about is the chicken pox making you blind in one eye, how you persevered through that, how you persevered through being a female on an all-male rugby team and league, and ultimately how you persevered through all of the ups and downs at Lumina Las Vegas. I'm proud to call you a friend and a peer of mine. And what I look forward to 20 years from now is continuing to work side by side with individuals like you and changing our amazing industry.
way more together, right? We're further together.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
No, thank you, Phil. This is great.